Look, we're stuck in the system, we can't get out. It's time for a change, stop running your mouth. I'm looking for words, but I can't get it out. Look for the light, but the sun blotted out.
Hold on, let me hop on the beat. Cause social injustice and prisoner mindset is something we gotta defeat. We idle these hoes and wear all these clothes with shoes that can't be creased. Steady looking for substance and change, but we searching all up in these streets.
Got a stain on my shirt that I can't get out. My people on high like the top of the mount. We thirsting for truth, but there's no spout. Look for a savior, but no one around.
But no one's around, but where do they look? It ain't in the church, it ain't in the book. We can't get a job, so we rather crook. They got us in chains, a fish on a hook.
Look, harvesting our bodies, harvesting our organs. Got them real big mad, cause they culture boring. Pimping the poor, Jim Crow at the door. Selling our souls, our daughters a whore. I wanna give in, can't take it no more. Don't wanna believe our people are more.
We swept our cup when we look at decline. We got a new bottle, it's filled with...
Good morning. Welcome to the Maker Culture Podcast. Here we talk about a lot of topics, a lot of things that are in our community today, as well as, just regular pop culture. So without further ado, I am Aaron, or AJ.
Aja.
And Tom.
And we will be hosting the podcast today. All right. And as far as our disclaimer goes, disclaimer, right? So, anything that we say is our own opinion. So if we say something that makes you feel a type of way, please come to us about that. We have our own opinion besides representing Macomb. So without further ado, anything else, y'all?
You hit it on the head.
So we're going to start with our check-ins. I'll start today. So I'm doing great today. It is Friday, and today is not my last day of my internship, but the second to last. And that's like, I'm low-key sad because I be seeing the kids and they be playing and stuff, and shoot, it's like, it ain't like they my own kids, but it's fun. You know what I mean? Just to watch kids, see them grow and stuff, and become something big. But yeah, besides that, I'm gonna pass it to Tom.
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's Friday, payday, always a good day. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I got my running this morning, so start my day off right, real good. And yeah, man, I'm just excited for this weekend. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and pass it to Oz.
I'm doing pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy because the semester's almost over, so I'm kind of looking forward to summer break and stuff like that. So yeah, just ready to be done with school for the semester. So.
All right, bet.
Dang, that's crazy. Y'all stopping school, and then I start school on Monday for this year. Out of pocket.
That's crazy. You're going to be in summer school. But, yeah. So, with our topics today, we're going to start with Black affirmations.
Okay, so one thing that I know, a lot of us in general, as far as minorities kind of struggle with, is dealing with our trauma, dealing with our past issues, dealing with, just different stressors, different things like that. And so I found a quote that's your future. And that kind of speaks to me too, because, it's hard to most of us don't like to go to therapy. Most of us don't really talk about our issues. And if we do, we talk about it with peers who won't really make much of a difference. It's more of a venting than really a solution. And so, just try, to work through those issues, work through your trauma, speak to the people that you need to speak to, release some of that anger, whatever, so that you can, so it's not carrying on into your next day and your next week and next month and so on and so forth. So.
Cool. That's great. I appreciate that. I always like to stay positive with that. That's a real deep thing. I think for me, it's it ain't hard to talk to other people, as far as about personal issues, but a lot of the times, you might not trust them or they might not care, right? So if you just go and talk to a psychiatrist and they're just a random person that we didn't basically like you're seeing a person on the street. Like, why do you care about my problems? Why do you even, what does it matter? But sometimes there are some good psychiatrists and stuff that might be able to help you, or just, you could talk to them and then they'll be able to explain why, versus like why you feel a certain type of way versus just being that open ear, right? So then
Hmm.
sometimes we wonder why we feel a certain type of way. So I think that's great.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm
even going
pro.
with that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
But just going with that, we have to be actually open and willing to do it. Like some of us go to therapy, but not really wanting to share. We kind of expect them to say more than what we do. But if you're gonna put in the work, you got to really put in the work. That's all I was gonna say. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, I ain't gonna lie, I'm programmed like hell. Like, I, as soon as I feel like I need to share my feelings, I'll be like, man, the fuck up, man. What it, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. And then, like, in my family, the way we, like, console each other is kind of like talking shit, I guess. Like, I don't know, you say something like, shut your soft ass up, always crying about something. So yeah, that shit is a real big problem though, because I think a lot of people don't understand that like suppressing your feelings causes a lot of the tension you have in your own life.
hmm
And I think when you grow up a long time without knowing how to express your feelings, it goes into more than just like yourself. It goes into like probably your relationships with your lady or your man if you're a girl. It goes in your relationship with your kids. It affects a lot of your life.
Yep. You're right about that. All right, all right, all right. So, you know what I mean? I got a little small entertainment thing for us, just some of the basics with entertainment. So I think the biggest thing with entertainment, like this past week or past 2 weeks, right? So like, just I know like in this music industry and shit, like it'd be a lot of crazy shit going on, right? So this, like, I don't even know what the hell be going on, but this nigga 6ix9ine then went and got a fake Durkio, the fake Durkio, and then like went and gave him a King Von jacket and shit, right? And so like the fake Durkio said that 6ix9ine just ran up on him. 6ix9ine had proof of him paying him out and him basically doing a skit with him. So in y'all's mind, do y'all think that the fake Durkio's wrong for that shit? Because Dirk actually endorsed him too. I think his name is Perkio. So like Dirk
hmm
actually endorsed him too. And it was basically like before that, you know what I mean? He's like, we cool, you know what I mean? That's tight that you're like imitating me. There's been fake MJs, fake, all types of shit. So like, do y'all think that it's right for him to do that and to affiliate with like somebody like 6ix9ine? Or
6ix9ine really had the proof, like of him paying him, because I seen the fake Dirk. I seen the video of that he quote unquote leaked or whatever, talking about how he agreed to link with somebody else, but not 6ix9ine.
yeah, nah. It was for sure like
Mm. Um,
I mean, shit, bruh. People be I think people take this shit too serious. Like people be like, "Are you with NBA YoungBoy or are you with OTF?" Like, bro, I don't care about none of them gangs. I'm not from Chicago or from Louisiana. I could care less. Same thing with him. You got to understand it's a business. You know what I'm saying? You take shit personal. That it ain't personal, bro. It's about lining my pockets up. If somebody gonna pay me bread, it ain't like Perkio owes Dirk. You know what I'm saying? Like his loyalty type shit. But I mean, at the same time, though, like you got to be careful though, because that playing both sides of the field, like you know what I'm saying, can really get you, I guess, into some sticky situations. But
yeah.
but he looked scared as hell. I'm like, bro, you
I
can't
know
be
that's
doing.
what I'm saying. That's why I thought that they set him up for real, because he do got them Dirk eyes to where he be looking like. But
Yeah, but Dirk be looking scared too, though, and I don't know if that's just their eyes, like they look like,
Them perks.
yeah,
right.
That should be making you aware of shit. But nah, I think the dude that, like what you were saying, Naja, the dude that he was supposed to meet, that's what they tried to
hmm
say was Steve. I think his name was like Steve Will Do It or something. He's
hmm
like a YouTuber, but he's affiliated with 6ix9ine. That's like 6ix9ine's best friend. So it's like, even if you set up the
You
meeting
know what you was getting into, yeah.
exactly. Like you can't be playing shit like that. Like you trying to make it seem like you ain't messing with a snitch, but really you just wanted 7 bands or whatever you got paid. So
I
Bro, it's
mean,
crazy though. Everybody be crash dummying themselves for some shit that's stupid. But when it comes to some shit that like a dude's disrespecting y'all worldwide, where's the crash dummies at? That's what I
man,
don't be understanding. Like, bro, you'll be in the hood and get into an argument with somebody or like in your baby mama and crash dummy out. But now somebody disrespecting your dead loved one on like national television, nobody crash dummying out. It don't make no sense to me. Not saying it's a smart thing to crash dummy, but if you're gonna crash dummy, you might as well do it like that.
yeah, you right about that. Yeah. Well, anything else from for entertainment? All right, we on the sports. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, just starting out with sports, our Nuggets got knocked out of the playoffs, but they didn't have the others who start players. So that is what it is. That's cool. Broncos starting up mini camp. You know what I mean? They spring workouts and stuff. So and then Rockies, they've been good so far. They've been good so far. So I usually try to get to at least one Rockies game during the summer. I think that's not even saying that like it's like mandatory for me to do, but just getting somewhere. Usually the tickets are affordable. They're no more than like $25. Usually when I get a ticket or something. So or usually somebody even has an extra ticket. But yeah, just getting out, going to see like our sports and stuff overall. I think is a cool thing.
Mhm.
Which I think you been in tact with the sports out in by Houston, Aja? Nah,
I'm not a sports person. Like I like
I know.
basketball and I'll watch it if it's on, but I'm not just gonna be like, oh, let me watch basketball, or let me watch football or nothing like that. So
But don't nobody out there. You probably don't even know much people, but like out there, they don't be like, oh man, the Rockets is trash or something like that.
I
Okay,
ain't heard nobody say nothing like that.
okay, bet. All right then. So we going off to hood politics.
All right, so um, it's kind of like a touchy situation, but like the situation that just happened with one of the little Seanville dudes, he got himself killed, his grandma killed, and a little brother killed. That shit is like, boy. Uh, so like with that situation, I just wanted to open it up to see like, man, I think the fucked up thing about this is a lot of people, like really, if anybody that's watching, like I'm saying, like y'all need to start going back to like respecting the code for yourself. Like, bruh, stop shitting where you sleep. Stop letting people know where your family stays. If you stay with your family, it's different if you got your own crib. Then you could be wilding out as much as you want. Like, pull up if you got a problem, which is still stupid though. But it just, a lot of people are like, people is really living like it's GTA out here. Like there's no consequences to actions. Like you can't tell somebody to pull up and eventually one of the days somebody gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you keep knocking on somebody's door, one day they're gonna be home and they gonna open. So that's all I'm saying is I wonder how y'all feel about that. Like people ain't like people ain't understanding that like life is about being alive, like perseverance. Who could stay alive the longest? That's the goal. And people nowadays are just willing to die for anything or just die over anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think my comment on it would be just the overall like aspect of what's going on. Like a lot of the times we don't know what's going on. We do know what's going on in our community, right? So if you're in a gang or whatever, where the beef's at, you know what's going on. And you gotta stay safe from that, right? You gotta move smart. You gotta move right. And like you said, he wasn't moving right. Stuff like that. I think the way I see it too is especially when we put ourselves out there, right? No matter if you're a regular bystander or just or just a regular like you know what I mean, somebody that's in a gang. Like imagine like I remember this too, like imagine you having like a certain color on in a certain neighborhood, right? That used to like I swear to God, I was 12 years old and I was in all red on the east side. like in like a little sweatsuit, and my dad was like, "What the hell is you doing?" My dad like looked at me like I got cussed out, but like he's like he was real like, "What the hell is you doing? Like, nigga, you looking like a target, right?" So like even though you a kid, even though like you just in all red and shit, and you don't know nothing of what you doing, like nigga, you a target walking on the east side around the whole east side by manual and shit. We're all red on like so. Just saying like anything could have happened in that situation. Like not not even fearing people, but like they say the only person you can fear is God. But at the same time, like when God start knocking, like not saying that like if you get shot, but like you know what I mean? That's God knocking. Like you when you once you die, like that's really what it is. So um really you just gotta understand that situation and circumstances. What you got, Aja?
Just Colorado in general has became super violent over the past like year. Like, well, about a year and a half. But it's just like every time you turn around on Facebook, that's all you hearing is people getting killed, people, it's just, it came out the blue because, of course, there was like homicides and different stuff like that, but it seems now to be more than it was at first. And so, it's sad and it's scary because, I got family out there still, but, it's just crazy because I don't see it changing no time soon, especially since it's going to be the summer anyways. It's just, y'all got to be, and not y'all specifically, but just, everyone in general needs to be, smarter about the things that you're doing, the stuff that you're saying, the people that you're hanging around, because even being affiliated with certain people can be dangerous. So it's just, it's a tough situation at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you is out there, man, stay dangerous, man. I'm a firm believer in, bro. Like I said, when you pick and choose what lifestyle you live, you can't. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna do something, you better do that shit all the way. That's why a lot of these people is getting killed because people really don't want to do it. They doing it out of peer pressure. You ain't really no killer. You ain't really no thug like that. But you feel like it's the thing to do, or it's cool. Y'all want to do it for to get girls or stuff like that. So like people need to understand that like this ain't a game, and I think a lot of people it is waking up a lot of people, but at the same time, like I just said, it's scary for like other people because it's like, dang man, now y'all starting to involve people that ain't even got nothing to do with it. Like bro, that grandma and that little boy ain't had nothing to do with that shit, man. And like people, and the real problem is because like I said on the last week, man, is because the like the older generations, they not really teaching us younger generations, and really the younger generations don't give a fuck what the older generations be saying. They be like, "Fuck them old ass fools. They not finna tell me what to do." So like it it just it's real bad, man. Like it's a bad situation. So like if the best way to do it is just man, just stay away from a lot of bad shit. Like, don't feel like you have to do this or you have to do that. And if you got like she said with the association shit, if you got family members and stuff, I ain't saying don't chill with your family, but at the same time, life is about the preservation game. So you know if your cousin out here wildly, bro. Don't be surprised if you get popped when you go out with him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, you gotta move like chess. You gotta be like, well, if I go with my cousin here, I know he into it with these people, so I might get into it with these people. So you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and stay at the crib today. So it's just about moving smart. You need to start moving smart and stop letting people know where y'all live. That's my main like takeaway from today, man. Stop doing that shit. Like I don't know who teaching y'all this, but like that like pull up and giving people addies, bro. That shit look cool on Facebook Live and all that, bro. But it's not cool. You endangering your family.
Yeah.
Your family don't even know that half of y'all is gangsters, man. Y'all be out here in front of y'all mama and grandma like, yes, ma'am. Oh no, ma'am, this. But then when y'all outside, y'all fuck a bitch, blah blah blah, this gang, gang, gang. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Stop halfway. If you gonna really be out there, y'all need to let y'all people know, like, hey, I'm really out there, so that they can move accordingly. Cause now they just moving with you, like it's like you just the same little Johnny from middle school. You ain't the same little Johnny no more. You out here getting in the shootouts and doing crazy shit. So y'all need to start taking into consideration your actions affect more than just you. But
Yeah.
that's all I have to say on that topic. For real.
And yeah, with like letting people know where you live too, I feel that. I don't be doing that. And I know like friends and shit that I do know they don't be doing that shit, but like we be living in the obvious places. Like I ain't gonna lie, like nigga live right on the corner, like right where everybody drive by. Like, you know what I mean? Like when that shit be happening, like you really just gotta watch what you do. Like, nigga, if you out here reckless and then everybody know where you live, man,
Not a good thing.
two things fucked up. But yep. You know what I mean? So we're gonna switch off to controversies. You know what I mean? We got some light controversies today. The controversies today is more like political. I wouldn't say political, but like just our systematic world of politics. So I would probably say natural herbs versus medications. What do y'all believe in? Do y'all believe in natural healing and stuff, or do y'all believe in the medical system and the medical ways of, hey, if this is what you do, then you got to do this and
I
take this?
believe in natural healing, but medical shit is needed too. Like if you get bit by a fucking snake, you can't just go get some herbs. You know what I'm saying? Like you need some anti venom. Like that's common sense. Or like if you know what I'm saying, your leg get chopped off or something, yeah, you could probably burn it and stop the bleeding, but you got to make sure you go get antibiotics without infections. But I believe like sicknesses, like even with like the COVID-19 situation, there's nothing that they could have did for you. When you catch it, all they do is say is quarantine and like drink
Mhm.
plenty of fluid. So it's like if they can't even help you with that shit, then it has to be natural remedies that's gonna get you right. And me, I never take medicine. Like I hate medicine. I feel like medicine makes me feel worse. It might be in my head, but it really, to me, it feels like it do. So like I'm a big natural person because I feel God put everything on earth that, you know what I'm saying, like whatever disease we have, God put the shit on earth to make it right for yourself.
What you got, Aja?
I agree. But I mean, of course, even with organic fruits and stuff like that, it's either it's more expensive or it's harder to get. So I mean, I agree that medications is needed for certain things, and then natural remedies is needed for certain things. But it's difficult to get those natural remedies and different stuff like that. And then even people that make like concoctions and stuff like that, they be charging an arm and a leg for it too. So I mean, I see the benefit in it, but then it's difficult because people always, they have to make a profit. So I mean, it's difficult in that sense, but I do think that they're both equally important.
Okay. So I'm a huge believer in natural remedies. The only thing with natural remedies is there's no type of instant gratification in those, right? So like when we take herbs and we take certain things that are supposed to make vitamins and stuff, right? We take some type of vitamins that are extracts of these natural remedies. Then we expect them to work right away, but it's a process in it, right? So you gotta wait 2, 3 weeks, maybe sometimes even a month for these things to be in your system and to work right. That goes with any type of thing from I guess you could say like medication if you didn't got a disease, like any type of healing, all of these things, like if you got like let's say if you got diabetes, right? Or you close to diabetes and being a diabetic, right? So then you gotta work your way off to this because if you don't, then you're gonna have to take certain medicines that will change your life forever, right? Like ain't nobody like I'm sorry, I know diabetics that have been like as old as us, younger than us, shit like that. Like ain't no way you could tell me that certain eating habits and stuff you can't change to have a better life, right? To prick your finger every day, like shit like that. Like so I mean it takes time. We all know that it ain't that instant process, but at the same time we got to make sure that we mentally train ourselves to be patient. So, and then on the medical terms, I think the biggest thing is like a lot of the shit they be having in medicine, it got side effects, right? So take this pill and then you might be drowsy, you might do this, you might have internal bleeding, but we'll give you another pill that stops that. And it gives you more side effects. And then we'll give you another pill. Now you on 5 different medications and you got high blood pressure, but they got you on cholesterol pill, on a sugar pill, on a salt, like on some all bullshit. Like, so we really gotta understand, like, just because we want that instant, feeling, don't mean it we should be taking it, right? So, anybody got anything else on that?
I feel like my answer is just biased to a certain extent because I do want to be a nurse. So, I'm gonna be team medicine to a certain extent. But yeah, I do agree with what you're saying though.
Okay, all right.
So you
Well,
gonna have that commercial. Have you or a loved one been affected by the experience? You and demanded compensation.
it'd be real though. Like that should be like people be taking these like cancer pills and shit they see on TV. Like as seen on TV, how
But a
many
lot of
things?
people need to understand that a lot of these diseases we have are not hereditary. They say it's hereditary, but it's really only past generation because of our diets. Your diet has everything to do with how your body reacts. A lot of people don't understand that your stomach is the only organ that is directly connected nerve ending to your brain. People don't understand that shit like. And you can actually feel it. Like when you eat healthy, you feel the difference in your body than when you eat bad. I know personally because when we train and stuff, we have to eat real clean. And then when I go back to eating like hot Cheetos and hot and spices and shit, yeah, it tastes good to me, but I be feeling horrible. I be like, dang, bro, I can't believe I just ate that shit.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So off to our main topic of the day. Why do we idolize celebrities? So just going off that first part, I think the biggest thing is not saying that we idolize them, but we always looking to like be like, okay, like I want all the jewelry, I want all this, like, you know what I mean? Like it would be tight if I had like this hairdo, this hairstyle, you know, shit like that, right? Or gold teeth, tattoos, however you want to name it. So, what do y'all think about the idolization of celebrities?
I don't agree with it. I feel like, when I was younger, of course, I had like China Anne McClain. She was like my favorite person ever. I used to love her. But I mean, once I got older, I realized like we all just people, and I feel like it's kind of goes with social acceptance to a certain extent. People want to be what they see to a certain extent, what's most popular, what's liked, even going with hairstyles and body types and shoes, clothes, whatever is popular, whatever people are talking about is going to be trending and is going to cause people to want to look like that. And so I feel like that's just, it's like social acceptance to a certain extent, wanting to look like what's popular, what's appealing to others. So
Go ahead, Tom.
I ain't gonna lie, I idolize celebrities, bro. I don't give a fuck. I got a poster of both my favorite boxers. I got a drawing that I drew of Pablo Escobar. Like and then like my plan for my back is I'm gonna get everybody that I looked up to from AI, Kobe, Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Pablo Escobar, my dad, all my dad loved ones, and the people that I looked up to growing up, like them people I just said, I'm getting their faces tatted on my back. But I feel like it just depends on like who you are as a person. Like me, I'm secure in who I am to where I don't feel like I'm like I like idolize somebody more than me because I idolize myself more than anything. But like them are people that like I get different stuff from. Like you know what I'm saying? Like some people I learn like oh discipline is something that I need in my life if I want to get their type of level. Or like loyalty is something that they really stood on, so that's something that I could respect. That's why I looked up to them type shit. So me personally, um, I, s- I could see where it could get like where people be like posters of everything. Like I ain't gonna lie, my sisters and them and my cousins, they the little dudes that like Usher and my sister had a crush on Shaq. I don't know why, but I guess she liked him. And fucking she used to have like a gang of posters of him and like they bed sheets and stuff would be like that. So I could see where it could get like kind of like a little overboard. But I mean, I think throughout history, everybody's always like looked up to somebody. Like even like your parents, you can idolize your parents. They not may not be a celebrity to the world, but like if your dad's a doctor, more than likely you might want to be a doctor. If your dad is fucking OG triple cuz out here or something, you probably gonna want to be a loke. So it's, I mean, that's how I feel though.
Yeah, I think for me growing up, like, if I didn't relate to the topic, if I didn't relate to the person or whatever, I really probably didn't like it, right? So, like, just thinking about it growing up, watching cartoons, like, what was the Bob the Builder and shit, right? So, like, then we wanted the toys for it. We want all the Bob the Builder toys. We want all the Blues Clues, all the these toys. We technically like idolizing these TV shows. So then when you look at it, we're like, okay, how do we switch? You know what I mean? How do we switch from that younger age to older? Then we're in the actual people. So then we got sports. So like in sports, I think probably my favorite like players is probably like good players, but I always never liked the popular player, right? So like I mean, my team is the Patriots, as most people know. Like they're the unpopular team. Like everybody hates the Patriots. Like if you hear the Patriots, oh yeah, we don't like them. But it's kind of like just knowing like greatness, like seeing Tom Brady be great year after year after year, even before like he was great. Like I liked the Patriots before or it was after his first success, but before the previous success. So it was kind of like just going into that like my favorite like or one of my favorite receivers on that team was Julian Edelman, right? So then like everybody don't know like I like double digit numbers. So like when you see me wear 11, like that's why. Like my favorite wide receiver of all time is Dez Bryant. If anybody know who Dez Bryant was, like everybody hated fucking Dez Bryant. He played for the Cowboys. Like wide receiver. Like it's just like people gotta understand like you might see something in somebody, right? Like Tom was saying, like it might be like Mike Tyson that you like fuck with. And there's a certain reason why. Like some people have edges to them that like people don't understand. And sometimes like we look up to that person versus
I
like saying,
always liked gangster athletes like Marshawn Lynch, Michael Vick, Allen
yeah,
Iverson. Like, soon as I seen like the hood shit in you, I'm like, that's my guy right there.
yeah, because it's like that should be crazy. People be mentioning Vic, and it's like specifically like the white community, like they hate Vic. Like I'm
Bro,
not even.
if it wasn't for Michael Vick, you wouldn't have none of these quarterbacks that be running and being athletic and doing all that shit. Michael
Yeah,
Vick changed the game.
yeah. It's like you gotta respect shit like that. Like people don't respect players like that, like Michael Vick, like Cam Newton. Like Cam Newton, people don't understand. Cam Newton was probably the first of this generation. Like Michael Vick set the tone. Cam Newton was the first one to win that MVP. Like there was a black quarterback in this generation, right? That was able to run and all that shit. And then that set the tone for Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and shit like that, right? So it's kind of like like that one person sets the stage for all of these people, right? In the world. It sets the stage for people to be great, whether you in a regular job in the office or whether you out on the field. Like, it just be as simple as that. But moving on, like thinking about celebrities like musicians and movie stars and shit, like we don't understand the life they live, right? I feel like sports stars like are a little bit less, that they're more antagonized on the field and on the court, like Russell Westbrook getting pop and popcorn thrown at him and shit at the stadium, fans cussing him out and shit. Like
That's what he get for wearing dresses.
they be no Westbrook.
Yeah, Westbrook and fucking Cam Newton. That's why I don't like them because they dress like weirdos. I mean, it's not. I ain't got nowhere to. But I'm like, God damn. When they position, bro, they got too many people looking up to them. Now you got little boys thinking it's okay to come out here dressed like Young Thug and shit. Like, nah.
But yeah, like so that shit, like it'd be crazy because like people be doing that shit though. Like that shit's mad disrespectful. But like when you walk up to them in like real life, like if y'all out at Walmart, You're not gonna do that shit. You're not about to be throwing popcorn at Cam Newton, who's 6'5", fucking 280, right? You're not about to be throwing popcorn at Russell Westbrook because like they'll legit beat your ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like, so even when you look at it like that, would y'all rather be rich or famous, and why?
Yeah.
Um, you could go
No, go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay.
I seen you had the thought. Go with it.
Okay, so to answer your question, I would probably prefer to be rich. But I genuinely don't care to be either one. I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be famous at all. I mean, it'll be fun for like maybe a week, but then after that, I need everybody to forget about me because that's how, stalkers and everybody in your business. And, I'm a very quiet, private person. So I don't want my life broadcast to everybody. And then as far as being rich, that's I mean, once again, once I got older, it just wasn't appealing to me. I don't feel the need to be rich. I didn't grow up rich and I grew up comfortable. We was well off with what we had. So, I'm not needing more. I do want, expensive cars. I want a nice house, but I can obtain that without being rich. So I don't really see a need to be rich. I want to make a certain amount of money, of course, but I don't really care to be rich necessarily. So
Okay. If I were to say, for me, like like I'm not gonna say I want to be rich, but I definitely, I'm gonna strive for the moon. I'm going for the moon, like, in this world, like, the the ability to have a lot of money comes with a lot of responsibility. And having a lot of money can put you in a better situation than working a 9 to 5 until you 60 years old, right? Like that's really when it comes down to in my head. Like working a 95 or 9 to 5 until you 6 years old. Most of the time it ain't even a 9 to 5. That shit's an 8 to 10, right? That shit's an 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. You get weekends off, holiday pay, shit like that. And I think that's really in my mind when it comes down to as far as the rich part. Now, when you add in the famous part, I think I would need to have a lot of training. Like if somebody popped up to me right now and here's 100 mil, I wouldn't know what to do with that, right? I wouldn't know how to react, or I would
Give
probably
me
try
that.
to.
Y'all crazy.
I
Give
would
me
try
that.
to. I would try to do right, but I know I'm gonna make mistakes on my path. But when you realize that hard work and dedication goes into that. If you hard work for your shit hard, and then if you work and strive for greatness, and you start earn that, and it becomes like a process, then you're able to be comfortable with the money. Now, add into the famous part. I think that if I was famous, like if I was rich and I just got money right now, I'd probably be an asshole, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. People probably would not like me because a lot of people that like fuck was like fuck you, like you know what I mean. Like I'd probably be like nigga fuck me what. I'll be like hey little bro, go take care of him, or like you know what I mean, like
Damn,
some shit.
you gonna be on some 6ix9ine shit. You saying that here, child.
I'm not sending hits. I'm sending gets. So like, I ain't even looking to hurt you. I'm looking to get you, right? So like, it's kind of like in that situation, I'm just like, I'd probably be an asshole to a lot of people, like having instant money just like that. And so just understanding that, like, if you're famous, you have a responsibility, right? So if you're famous, you can't be out there showing your ass. Because if you out there showing your ass, then A, your manager gonna get on you, but B, then they gonna be like, hey bro, like you gotta chill out because like nigga, they ain't supposed to know where you live. Like you is famous. Like, do you not understand that? Right? So it's just, those responsibilities I think is the real reason why I'd probably be more famous. I would want like both, you know what I mean? Like a balance of both. but at the same time, like, give me the money and like I'm gonna figure it out eventually. Like the first, 2-3 years, I might be an asshole, but after that, I'm gonna calm down.
See, I got a totally different outlook on life than y'all. See, I really came from when people say I made it out, I come from the mud, I'm really from the bottom. I really came from the bottom, man. I slept outside. I've been taking care of myself since I was 13. My family disowned me. I don't even talk to my own grandma. Like I'm the definition of like what you call like a black sheep for nothing, bro. Like for real, for real. Like my family, my mama pushed me down a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people expect me to do bad. So like me, I I I as a kid I used to sleep outside. I used to sleep in the parks. I used to just dream like I can't wait till I touch all this money. I can't wait till I become famous. Like that's always been a goal of mine. Like everybody else don't want to be famous like me. I want to be able to walk outside just because nobody's ever like gave me that recognition. I want to be able to go outside and everybody be like, "That's Tone," and run up to me like I'm really I'm an introvert, but I'm a people person. Like, bruh, I know that if I became famous, people would love me because I'm not gonna be mad about. I'm not gonna be bougie and be like, "Hey, man, I'm out with my family. I can't take pictures." I'm be like, "Hell yeah, shit." You know what I'm saying? Let's take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Without y'all, I probably wouldn't be in my position. Just like I be telling the little bros and shit that still be hustling and shit. I'm like, bro, y'all gotta treat these crackheads better than y'all be treating them, bro. You know, you gotta bless the game for the game to bless you back. Like me, I'm cool with crackheads and I show love to crackheads because like without them I wouldn't be in where I am today. They, you know what I'm saying, growing up, when I'm not in that life no more, I don't sell drugs no more. But like without them, I wouldn't be able to make money. I wouldn't have been able to feed myself. So it's the same way with like being famous. When you famous, bro, without your people, without the people wanting to see you, you're not gonna be in the position that you are. Like I never understood why people are so, oh, I hate that I can't go to the store without people doing like, you know what I'm saying? That's just because y'all don't know how to check people. I'm gonna tell them like, look, man, I'll take a picture with you, but let me go get my shit out this store real quick, and then we could, you know what I'm saying, do shit like that. And then y'all crazy. I want to be rich as fuck, man. Like the main goal in life is to get yo. The main goal in life is to go to sleep when you want and wake up when you want. Right now, I gotta wake up to go to work. Right now, I got to go to sleep so that I could wake up to go to work. You know what I'm saying? The goal is to be able to have complete freedom. Meaning, or if I wake up this morning and I'm like, today I'm not feeling too good, I'm gonna just chill. The power to be able to do that without repercussions of losing your job or losing your stream of income, that's like that's real powerful. Not only that, like a lot of people don't understand is that I'm fucked up in my head from all the shit I've been through in life. And it's hard for people to be like, "Oh, you need to take care of your mental health." It's hard to take care of your mental health when only thing that you wake up every day worried about is bills and responsibilities. When you got money and all that shit is already taken care of, then you could be like, you know what? Now I need to sit down and now I need to really figure out why am I feeling like this? Why do I got all this and I'm still sad? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the real main thing for me. And then also too, like my dad, like fucking I looked up to my dad even though I never met my dad. My dad was like in the cartel and all that shit, so he made hella bread. You know what I'm saying? He really came from poverty, like poverty, like making less than 10 cents a day at 8 years old, got plugged in with the cartel, then started making hella bread. He died, and still to this day, he put my family, my dad's side of my family, they don't really fuck with me, but they he gave him he bought him restaurants, he bought him houses, he bought him horse ranches. So all of his family is taken care of because of what he did. And I've always wanted to be able to do that for my family. Like I know my sisters and them do good, but I look at them and I'm like, man, they deserve to not have to work 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. You know what I'm saying? If I could do anything about it, I want to get the money to where I could buy them a house, buy them a job to where now they're the owner of that business and they could create financial stability for their family. So I think for me, being rich is more than just me being rich. It's more of putting my family in position to win and everybody eats. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I,
And
I
then
actually I like what you saying that because like I was saying, like, I'll be an asshole, like I'm not even gonna lie, like But like the people who I would be an asshole to would probably not be the people around me or like the people that's my family, right? So like, a lot of the times like you get judged based off of the way you go. Like if you go outside right now, there's gonna be somebody that's gonna judge you, right? But people don't know who you is, right? Like if you a celebrity, people gonna all if you famous, you everybody gonna know who you is. But then when you just rich, like just straight rich, like they won't know who you is. And I kind of think like a lot of the times we get disrespected as just regular people. Like people don't understand the respect factor, and I think that I agree. Like to be able to bless your family, like I always said this to my little cousin, like bro, if you get in a position to where you can go to the NFL or anything like that, like I'm all with you, like with whatever you need help, because at the same time, like I'm gonna bless my family, right? My grandma, my aunties, you know what I mean, my uncles and shit like that. I'm gonna make sure that they straight. But at the same time, for them younger ones, it's not about what can I give you. It's about how can I get you in this position? How can I teach you this, right? How can I get you in a position to where you can be successful too and not stress and worry about this? Because it's a generational thing that we want, right? Kind of like Tone said with the cartel and setting your family up and having that building that legacy. You want to be able to build a legacy for generations. And that's why I get out of it.
I could see that. That would be, as far as like generational wealth, that would probably be one of my only desires, to be rich. Because to me, yes, you can acquire more money, but it's still a limit to what you can do. Because I mean, with more money, you can buy certain stuff, but I mean, what else? What else is there besides being able to buy stuff? And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, I mean, you bought 7 different cars, you bought 12 different houses. Now what? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just, to me, you have nothing, no more goals almost. Like you can,
So
keep having businesses, keep doing stuff, but it seems like you've almost reached the peak to a certain extent. If that makes sense.
so in my eyes, right? Like I think the biggest thing is that you have your time, right? Time, they say time is money, but in reality, like when you have all the money, like you have all the time to do what you want to do, right? Whether that's traveling, learning, going to school for something, whether that's building a business, right? Whether that's helping the younger generation build that up, right? So that can be your job, you right? You can be rich as hell, but that's your job to help the younger build that up, right? So then that would be your focus rather than a 9 to 5 for somebody else building their wealth. I
So
think
let me
that's
ask y'all a question. How many kings and how many queens is in the kingdom? One, right? So like that's why with that saying, like everybody being a king and everybody being a queen, unfortunately, not everybody a king and not everybody a queen. Some people are just workers. Some people are just meant to be regular people. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really life is just about finding who you are and what fits you. Like she's like I feel what ours is saying, like me, it's just because of my personal experiences of being at the bottom that I feel like I have to reach the highest possibility. Like it's a pride thing. Like I have to go back to all the women that used to call me a bum when I was a kid because of my living situation and be able to throw gang of bread. Like, I'm gonna be disrespectful when I get money. I'm gonna
I
be
told you.
respectful, but I'm gonna be disrespectful too. Like as in a fan, like I'm going to the teacher that used to say I was gonna be in a ditch or I was gonna be in a cell. Like, yeah. Look at your little $40,000 a year. Now look, I'll throw that shit at you. Here's your little paycheck. Like that's like I used to sit up at nights and cry about shit like that. Like, man, I can't wait till I can show people wrong. Like, and as fucked up as it sounds, I want to do that to my grandma. I love my grandma. I got respect for her. She made me into a good man. You know what I'm saying? But she disowned me. I can't wait till I get to the point where I'm big enough to where I could like look at my grandma in the eyes and be like, yeah, I became everything you said I wasn't. So like, so I see where that comes from. But like I was saying, like not everybody's meant to be famous or to be like that. I just really want to be famous because like everybody's guaranteed death in this life, right?
Yeah.
And like if y'all ever watch that movie, There's a reason why Mexico is called the Day of the Dead. Like in the Bible, it says we meant to live forever, but I don't believe that. Like we're not meant to live forever. But I feel like if you are a good person or if you set your name in stone, you live forever. Like think about it like this. If certain famous people die right now, people will remember them 100 years from now because you know what I'm saying they were famous at one point in time. So like that's what I want to leave for my kids because I know at one time I'm gonna die and my kids have to live on this earth without me. So the only way for my memory to be set in stone with them is for me to be famous, really. Or I don't gotta be famous as in like the world knows me, but I gotta at least be famous to where like they know me and they proud. I want them to be proud to be like that's my dad. So that's really where it comes from with that.
And see, and I feel like that's the reason why I kind of don't care to be rich is because I did have different advantages, I guess you could say, growing up. Like
Yeah.
the only thing now, and I'm kind of, I guess, living through that now, is I'm super big on clothes, super big on shoes. And that's because in middle school, I didn't have, all the clothes and shoes that I wanted. So now I'm like, okay, if I want some shoes, if I want some clothes, if I want to, whatever, then I can do it. But I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I want to be wealthy. I want to be able to live good. I want my dream car is a G Wagon. I have to have it by the time
Ooh.
I'm gone. I got to have one. But, like, I want stuff like that. But I also, like you said, some people are meant to be workers, and I want to be some type of medical something. I'm not sure if nursing is what I want to do or a doctor or something like that, but I want to be in the medical field. I want to have my own clinic, just different stuff like that. But, that's, in my opinion, as of right now, that's my calling. So, I
And
mean,
it's not work if you love it. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
That's how you look at it too. Like people outside look at it like, oh, he got a career, he's miserable. But like, nah, bro, maybe that's what they really love doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you gotta put your passion into it. Like, I think for me, like a lot of the times you don't have like you gotta build a drive, right? So like personally, I never knew or had a drive. Like I was probably my drive was probably when I was playing video games as a young kid, right? And then from a young kid, when I started playing sports, I think that's when my drive kicked in. And I think just the competitiveness like was like, okay, like I gotta be better than everybody else. Like I gotta find a way to get this. I gotta find a way to beat my opponent, and not just beat him, but destroy him. Like that's what I have like as far as a drive. And it takes a minute to translate that to a workspace or like any type of like a, I guess you could say, work habit, whether it's hustling, whether it's building your dream, whether it's going to school and stuff. Like before, like I could probably tell you when I first got into college, like I didn't have a drive. Well, was I passionate about college? No, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what I wanted to do it for. But then now I actually know what I want to do, or I at least know what I like, right? So then when I'm in college, I can be passionate for with that what I want to do, and I could actually care, and actually, hey, my goal is this. I only got a year and a half left. I gotta grind that year out and make it the best year and a half of my life, right? End it strong. That way, when it's the next thing that I gotta do, I'm gonna make sure I do it right. Whether it's being here with Malcolm, you know what I mean? Like it's creating that drive, creating that passion for all of us to strive forward, right? Because being stationary is not what I would like to be, and I'm sure a lot of other, everybody else. Like we don't want to be stationary. There's a reason why there's a make a compassion move. You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's a make a, you know what I mean, a Malcolm Texas in the works. We're trying to drive and like strive for greatness. So that's really it. But
See, and then too, just going with the passion. I mean, that's what that's because, like, I don't know. To me, I just feel like once you become rich, it's not much else you can do. Yeah, you can have businesses and stuff like that, but then it's still like you don't have the same type of goals as when you was making minimum wage or when you was, whatever. I don't want to become goalless. I always want to have something that I'm trying to do, something that I'm trying to reach, something. So, I
so
mean,
my
yeah.
question for you
I
then
want to
is when
change
do you
people's lives, man.
when
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah, I want to do that to impact people.
like. I got like these little bros in the program with me. Like these is really like my little brothers. we not even blood related, but like I I see I see so much like it's fucked up. When you grow up in a bad situation, or like even they made bad decisions. They could have been good kids, you know what I'm saying? They had parents, their parents bought them shit like that. But at the same time, it's like I want to be in position to show them a different side of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's bigger than the hood, bro. Like the world's way bigger than the hood, bro. Let's go out here. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to take my bros to a different country and be like, look at all the beautiful women out here. You know what I'm saying? Look at all this, look at all that. We can enjoy life type shit. We don't gotta be hood famous because that's what I used to want to be. I used to want to be the biggest drug dealer, just like my pops. And I realized like that's just gonna turn me into a storytelling person in jail. Like, oh, when I was out there, I had all the hoes, I had all the cars, but now I'm in there spreading with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I'll be dead. So I'm like, man, I want to do something big and become famous so that I could put them in positions to win. So
Yeah.
it, so like in the beginning, a lot of people don't, a lot like my baby mama and them used to hate on me and say, all I care about is money. Money is just a byproduct of what I'm trying to do. You need money though. Like, unfortunately, you need money to be like, I don't think nobody knows. Well, people probably do know, but one of the worst feelings in the world is being sad and broke. That's a horrible feeling. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing. At least when you got money, when you sad, you like, you know what? Let me go take a little trip or let me go do this, make myself feel better. Because a lot of people don't understand. There's a difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is a feeling you get when things happen. You cannot be happy 24/7. So when people say, I want to be happy all the time, it's impossible. But I feel like when you get money, you're able to find joy in life because, or even if you don't get money, if you find joy in life, it's easier to cope with your life situation because you're joyful. Joyful is not like what happens when something joyful is just understanding like, all right, I'm here for a reason and I accept it. So, but I'm not accepting being broke. Fuck that shit. Nobody should accept that shit. Don't
And
accept being broke.
to look at it too, Aja, like I think the biggest thing is like, the opportunity for us to get married, like as far as like when like if Tone, Tone got his family, if he ever wanted to get married, if I have my
Nope.
family,
Don't put me in that. I ain't getting married.
and if Aja, like if you get a husband and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I think when we look at it that way, like I think you displace yourself from your situation, right? So like Tone, like he said, like he's always like he really like the ability to depend on somebody with your grandma putting you down, like that shit's not cool. You know what I mean? I don't have any parents alive, right? So like for me, it's like who am I gonna depend on, right? Like I don't like the roof. You know what I mean? The limits are this much, right? You can only depend on so many people for so long before it's time for you to like either get that boot or like like what I mean, like earthquake happened, like what I mean, plane crash happened, like all these people that you depended on is gone. So now how do you make this happen, right? You know what I mean? And I think like you said, I like the goals part because when you got goals, you have something to strive for and work hard for. And I think the biggest thing is what's next after those goals, right? You accomplish all your goals. What's next, right?
You can never accomplish all your goals though. I don't
But
believe in that.
you get a medical practitioner, right? Like you're in the medical field. You got your own company, right? Because we're looking big. So you got your own company. Like you're in 4 different states, right? That's the goal, right? That would be the big goal, rather than just being like in one specific space. You would have multiple, places.
True
But
wisdom is knowing you know nothing at all. And it took me a long time to understand that saying, but what that basically means that is no matter how good you get at something, you can always get better. No matter how big you get, you can always get bigger. And like I said, it just depends on your mindset. Like some people are cool with complacency, some people aren't cool with complacency. So it just depends on who you are. You got to figure out who you are. Don't feel like you have to be, oh, I have to do better because this is what it's supposed to be. Or like with me, people could tell me like, shut the fuck up, Tone. You know what I'm saying? I got where I'm at, and I'm happy. You can't tell me I'm not happy. So
mhm.
that's really just come. You got to find who you are and be unapologetic about being who you are.
Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of people, like kind of going back about the idolization, like a lot of people like think that we gotta fit these norms, but in reality, we just who we are, and we build our own legacy and destination. You know.
And those usually be the trailblazing people, the people that be they self. You know what I'm saying? When you really be yourself, you trailblaze. But I think we should probably wrap it up, bro, so that we could give ours some time to, just
Yep.
decompress before she gotta go to school.
She all right. She like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Get a bag
without
of hot
further
Cheetos
ado,
or something.
if y'all want to check out, you know what I mean, our website, makeitchessmove.org, you know what I mean, down there, you know what I mean, we love donations and stuff. Everything that's donated helps out our cause, helps out the overall cause of Macam and what we strive for. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest at Macam303. And then we got the virtual arts of storytelling. I think that's a great catalog. I look at it as a catalog rather than, something that's ongoing, but everything in there is beneficial. And it's like, I guess you could say, how do you say it? Time? Like it's timeless, I guess you could say. Like you can go back and watch it and get the same thing that you would have gotten a year ago. And then YouTube at makeitchessmove.org. And yeah, that is all. We will see y'all next week.